Raise this up. Let me raise this up. Boom. Fix this. Back. All right. As you can see by the topic and the title, this is something that's been on my mind for a while. This is something that in the hip hop community that been brought up but hasn't been talked about. This is something that has been on my mind, and this has been going on for a numerous amount of years. A numerous amount of years. And right now, what's been going on needs to be addressed, needs to be talked about. Here's a warning though. Look, if this topic is sensitive, I get that this topic might have people feeling uncomfortable. And if you're one of those people, then please understand this video is not for you if you're one of those people. But this is something I feel like we need to explore and to address, especially those who are parents of young children. Even children need to see this video as well so they can also get a sense and a peace of mind. And what I'm going to is going to be in the direction of something, it's going to be in the bad direction. And there's really no way for me to justify what I'm going to say. I may get banned. I may get this video took down. People may flag it. For this needs to be addressed. It really does. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to what's been going on. And I get a lot of us are scared of reality. We all tend to ignore it by partying, doing drugs. Hey, it is what it is with that part. However, this needs to now be addressed. No one's going to address it. No one's going to want to talk about it, but I'm going to address it. I'm going to talk about it. Star, from the Star Report, Troy Terrain, who I want, this topic has been brought up in his, his show, but no one really wanted to talk about it, and I can tell it's bothering him. Selling sexuality to children in today's hip-hop world is getting a lot of our younger generation confused. And a lot of these people who are selling it to our children are the types of young thug. Right? Or that creator kid, whatever the hell he goes by. He put out an album called Flower Kid and a song called it, Trapped in the Closet or whatever. You have that. How long has sexuality been sold to today's young people? What if I told you guys it's been going on before hip-hop was even born, before hip-hop was even thought of? This goes back, as a matter of fact, let's go back, because this is important. We're going to start off with Liberace. Liberace was not a good person to the day in the music world. Liberace was a very negative, bad person. He molested, raped younger boys who were mid-middle school, early high school, mid-high school, early high school, going into their 20s as very young adults who were naive. He, brainwashed them by buying them and manipulating them with money and drugs and jewelry. And each one that came along that may have looked to the eyes of him better than the other, he got rid of the other one. And all these young boys who he molested, they all came out messed up in the end. They all committed suicide, or they all went down to a life of crime, doing time in prison or jail for whatever reason because of what Liberace did. Going back even further with the African Bambaataa sexual scandalous condition, take a look at the shit that he was doing. Part of the Zulu Nation, they haven't came out and to address this properly. The 7% Nation hasn't came out and addressed this properly. They only want to talk about whoever's labeling themselves God, who claims to be part of the nation. what scandal shit they got going on. It's obviously you're letting African Bambaataa keep walking, getting away with this. Yeah, he's in hiding. Come to find out. Oh, and by the way, he's the guy that made Planet Rock song back in the early 80s. Planet Rock. Non-stop, that song. So, there's people that's now coming out that's going to be in a documentary called Trapped in the Culture talking about this. Who African Bambaataa molested, raped, manipulated with money and drugs. Fucking young boys, touching them, selling it to how Liberace and how African Bambaataa came out and dressed. Even in Brooklyn, I do believe this guy's from. They were talking about it then. And it's been going on. And selling it, since it was in the 80s. I understand the 80s had its own style. Some could call it a phase. Some could call it a phase. Some could call it a phase. You know? You even had Elvis Presley who married a 14, 15-year-old girl while he was an old-ass man. And some states, even till this day, they will let you do that. Let you don't care about it. In some countries, they will. Yeah. In some religions. You have this, and you look at what's going on, and it brings an effect. It brings an effect. You have what's going on with Young Buck right now. No one from Memphis, Columbia, or Nashville here in the state of Tennessee wants to talk about, well, being attracted to transsexuals, trannies. Look, that's his thing. Is he hurting for money? He offered $2,000. Look, she makes more than $2,000 with her job. I say her respectfully by the tranny. And somebody called in from another state who knows some people in Nashville and said, Buck's been doing this in the hood. He's been doing this in the project, messing around with trannies. So they have that. But the thing is, selling sexuality to today's young people, it's getting out of hand, out of control, where a lot of them are getting hurt. A lot of them are coming at young ages where they don't know what being gay, lesbian, or really what sex is. And they're hearing this because of the people who they listen to online in music. They are. And we're going to get more into that because this needs to be fully addressed. Again, this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people that can't handle it, and I get it. You go in, what? You know, a lot of people want to bring up Michael. You know, look, there wasn't any evidence. There was a lot of false allegations that have been proven. Michael didn't molest anybody. They just wanted money. He had a lot of yes men around him. A lot of yes men around him. Russell Simmons. Years ago, I say years ago because I really don't know how long it was that I heard about this. There was, I guess, a video that surfaced, and it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't. He was a flaming faggot, touching up on young men, young boys. Now we know about, him with the women. None of them who are terms of male, they're all afraid to come out. Either some of them are probably dead or in prison who can't speak. Again, being bought and manipulated with drugs and money and jewelry. As you see as this go along, it affects. It has an effect, has a domino effect because it affects each generation that comes along and gets worse. Now, before I begin any further, I want to address those of the religion aspect. A lot of you who are church-going folks know, or really don't know shit. and keep it real. You're buying into the new books that are coming out, the new Bibles that are coming out every year. Look, there's 10 of them. There's actually 11. The original one, the ones that everyone reads, are false. That, oh, God hates gays. No, no, it doesn't say that in the old original Bible. No, because before even Jesus was born, you had women with women, men with men. Going into the time of Jesus, it was still going on. No, in the original Bible says God hates faggots, not gays. So going into that, we see how this is being portrayed in television, and a lot of this is being sold and portrayed in a negative light, in a very negative light, because advertisements, words, and with vision have power, right? Words and vision have power. Words and vision have power. It's like witchcraft, like black magic, like voodoo, or like you read a story or you read a scripture out of the Bible and how it holds you, because words have power. And in how they're selling, again, sexuality in a negative light to today's young people, their words have power, they have grasp. And it's brainwashing as manipulating to whoever is watching it and putting it into one's head. Oh, this is what you are. I'm telling you what you are. The truth is, you don't know what you are. You really don't know what you are. Going in, you have pastors that are doing this shit. I can name quite a few right off the top of my hand. Matter of fact, a couple of them several years ago got arrested for this shit. In Tennessee, in Columbia. It doesn't matter. They got arrested. Why? They were pump faking, if you will, faking the funk. You had people like John Gacy, I think, in the 60s or 70s. He was manipulating, kidnapping, raping, and killing young boys. Right? John Gacy. Look him up if you don't know who he is. Google him. Even in terms of that being a serial killer who raped young boys has grass, even here in the story. The late 90s, early 2000s, Birdman and Lil Wayne. People from Louisiana, pay attention. In the male population, just like in Atlanta, is two of the world's biggest gay capitals of young men. Why do you think Bill Gates? Why do you think Kevin Gates and he got a tattoo of NBA young boy on his arm? I think they're always seen together. Behind closed doors, shit was going on. And then kissing each other upon the street. Now, from what I heard, that's how they greet each other in Louisiana. Well, only people that do that, and I'll tell you where they got that from. They got that from the original gangsters, the mob, the Italians. Because that's how, we on half Italian, that's how they greet each other terms out of respect. But when it's with a young man and an older man at that, it don't look right. Something's going on, I guarantee. Pimp C had interviews and conversations about stuff like that in Louisiana and Atlanta. Yeah, there's a lot of, not gays, flaming faggots. And be a young boy, Kevin Gates is one of them. You go in a bit further, look at Birdman and Lil Wayne. Matter of fact, let's still get, before we go on that, there's a picture floating around out there with NBA young boy getting kissed on the neck by a dude, one of his homies. And in a club, in public, had no problems with it. Again, visual and words have a lot of strong hold in today's young people. Again, brainwashing, thinking this is what you are. They ain't got a chance to explore themselves. Now, let me remind you, those that are seeing this, they don't know what a lot of this is. Go further. Lil Wayne, Birdman. You had them kissing each other on Rap City, the basement. They shown it. Yeah, it's on there. Look it up. And then again at a wedding, it's from mouth to mouth. Birdman, as we all know, what? Wayne was with Bird since 8 years old or some shit like that. I guarantee you he was piping him behind closed doors. And again, to make sure he shut the hell up after so many years, and even now, guess what? Oh, I'm going to manipulate you, but I'm going to brainwash you and buy you with drugs. Why do you think Lil Wayne the way that he is? Why he looks the way that he looks, sounds the way that he sounds? Drugs. Money. Yeah, he spent a lot of his money. Not Birdman. Wayne spent his own a lot of his money. Along with jewelry, keeping him to shut the hell up. Even what goes in now. I have a strong theory of why, why Wayne and Thug called up Dude to get Wayne's Forbush shot up. Look, the phone recording came out. They called him from jail. You practically snitched on yourself. And then once he found out how much time he was facing, he snitched, didn't he? I forget the guy's name, but he was on that show. It's T.I. before he went to prison and some shit like that. Oh, he snitched, didn't he? Because Birdman knew exactly, hey, if this goes any farther, he might come out and tell some shit that I did to him as a kid sexually, which would make him look even worse. He wanted him to, you're going to have to be quiet, so I'm going to have to kill you. He been doing this. By the time they showed what was it? MTV Cribs. I think Wayne was in his late teens. Birdman was already a grown-ass adult. Practically past his 20s. Living with him. At that time, no one paid attention to it until you go back now. Finding it a bit odd. Your rooms are a bit too close and next to each other. Why he calls him daddy? Because the way he says it's a term of a sexual term. Going out and then seeing this again, promoting it, advertising it to the day's young people, saying, hey, this is what you are. And I'm telling you, going back again, they don't know what this is. They're just seeing it and thinking that's what they are. Again, this is selling it to today's young people because visual words have power. Things are coming into the negative light. Going even more. Start with Young Thug. Look, there was a time and place, and I'm saving Thug for last. I'm saving him for last. Because he's really the main manipulator with this. Let's go. There was a time and place where you couldn't come out as gay. There's a time and a place where if something got out about you being that way and manipulating and raping young boys, your career was over. Eve, the rapper, there was a video of her getting ate out in a strip club by another female back in the early 2000s. The video came out, linked all over the internet. Boom, her career is gone. Yeah. So many years later, Queen Latifah came out and said, yeah, she was a lesbian. But she didn't have to worry about that because her career was already made. She ain't got to worry. How we begin with wearing a 9-year-old girl's dress, Target, makeup, calling men baby, lovers, kissing them, calling them handsome underneath their post. Yeah, that's suspect for real. Going even more, the image that you're selling. Around this time, a lot of the younger people are seeing this, listening to it. Again, brainwashing in terms of manipulation through visual and words saying this is what you are. Then all of a sudden, you have elementary kids, and I heard about this, coming home one day telling their parents, oh, they're gay, they like men. Or boys, whatever the term you want to use. They don't know what that is. Middle school, high school. Now we're in high school, you eventually know what that is. But again, when you're in high school, you're not really exploring who you are right away. Not really, really when you get out. However, you see a lot of this go, and it got too out of hand to where, look, we're going to fake that you're in a relationship with a woman. Yeah, it was fake. Keep it real. Same thing with Lil Xanax. Don't let his image, don't pay attention to his language, his body language. Certain words, the way that it kind of talks. Same thing. Same thing as Takashi. Same thing as what's his name? Trippie Redd. You know who pointed this out better than I could? Big Face Nation on YouTube. You come out with the bright rainbow colors and all over the dyed hair and all that fly shit. You come out of that in projects and in certain hoods of neighborhoods, oh, they gonna clown your ass. They gonna beat the shit out of you. Or they might kill you. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that for myself. Now, I know a lot of people, well, he can't be. The both of them got alleged charges with rape allegations towards a younger girl. Yeah, well, probably, but it always starts with a younger age, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Oh, I guarantee there's going to be some shit that's going to come out years down the line with them. And the way those two arguing back and forth, you can tell they had a relationship with each other. They were bone smuggling buddies. And all of this is getting to this. You're not just, I don't want, you're using visual manipulation, words, terms of brainwashing, advertising it to today's young people that's causing a big problem because a lot of them, believe it or not, look, I watch Everyday Struggle. You have to ignore, you have to look over what Nadeska says. She's a dumbass broad. Wayno wants to speak out and say something about it, but he doesn't want to lose that position or that spot of that job. Joe Button tried on the show to say this. Star as well. Academics, look, he's not from the U.S. I like academics, but he wants to be blind to certain matters. Keep it real. He does. To where they know what it is, but they can't go out and just say it. They say, oh, it's all accepting now. Look, it's really not. To the real outside world, it is not accepting like that. There is a lot of problems that come along with a lot of damn problems. People still get killed about that. Oh, do they ever? If not, they're getting your ass beat. Straight up. you know, something the mirror, some mirror guy or whatever. He was in a fake relationship with Black China. Yeah, they look the way they look, not because of their age. Always around each other in a group. At terms like that, when you're just too damn close, there's eventually going to be love between each other as an interest. It always is. I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of crazy shit. And some of the most toughest built people are literally like that. I remember, I used to go to Central. Mind you, I'm about to be 28 years old next month. I used to go to Central. I didn't have any classic classes, special ed classes, right? But I remember, look, I used to explore a lot because there were times where, again, you gotta also remember, I used to work for the school with, stamping books, from getting them stamp of approval to be used or stamping them to be retired, moving stuff in and out of the garage. There was like two of them. I'm gonna say three, but I'm saying two because one of them were brothers, and one of them, start with the brothers. They were on the football team. And one day, they were going into Walmart with with a baby carriage, with a stroller. I'm gonna say stroller, holding hands and then kissing. Yeah. Then there was this one guy who was a bitch. I dealt with him. He ain't that hard. He's a punk ass. And he brushed up against one of his homies who was on the football team as well. In the hallway when it was crowded. When it's crowded, you're not going to pay attention to a lot. But trust me, people see things when it's crowded. Brushed up against him, kissed him, put his hand down his pants. Yeah. Even outside of that, during one of their senior years, when I stumbled onto one of the Pride TV things on YouTube, I can't find it. I do believe it was probably took down, but you had him and his little clique. Again, all these people are fucking straight up flaming faggots in one of these. And one of them got their asses chewed out so damn bad by a lot of females who he claimed he was fucking when he wasn't, and then tried to say, oh, they're family. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that. Who doesn't know me when I dealt with him on several occasions, but whatever. Dressed up in a skit, a little bit too much comfortable, if you will, with themselves. Wigs, dresses, and the touching seemed a bit too real. Again, all this goes back to selling an image to young people in terms of words that have powers. It has powers like witchcraft when you speak tongues that grasp you and saying, this is what you are. I remember when the gay rights thing was passed about several years ago. It's me and my ex-homie. And we were outside of Little Caesars. Long ass line. Nothing but, you had middle school students, and elementary students, high school students. You had men holding each other's hands, kissing and shit. One of them tried to brush up on me and my homie. Look, there's going to be a problem in line. Dude, let him know, look, bro, step back. This is your final warning, only damn warning. Try doing it again. Okay, I punched the dude right dead in his fucking mouth along with him and his lover. I ain't playing with that shit. Because what you're doing is being a fucking fag. Not a gay, but a fag. There's a complete difference between those two. I know some gay people who look straight, who dress normal, who don't care really what they look like, drink, cuss, smoke, go to the beers, fight. And they're some of the most coolest people that you would ever meet, who you can't even tell that they have a lover of some sort, or a mustache, or a woman with a woman, like that, like the ones that you can't tell. But faggots are the worst ones. They're the ones that go out there advertising, showing it, promoting, want to have manipulation. And you're wondering why your kids are coming home saying this shit, dressing the way they are, because you have people like them are telling them what they are when they ain't got a chance to really explore themselves, to let them be who they want to be, not what you want them to be. Big Shell's gas station, right over on Wayne Street where Shoney's is. I went in there one time, and this was my last time. Oh boy, they got shut down for a reason. For a reason. You had workers over there that weren't washed. You had workers over there that were filthy. They got code of health violation. They had to shut them down, get it clean, fire all of them. There were cockroaches and shit, but that ain't the thing. My experience, you had this guy that didn't wear gloves who was really a fucking fag. Salad tasted funny as shit. He was out there with that boy cunt, with that damn boy juice out there. Seemed a bit too fucking much. I'm like, no. This ain't it. What the fuck were you doing before work? And that's exactly what he was doing. There have been complaints with this certain cook, and another reason why they got shut down, doing shit with one of the other workers. So again, we're selling this in a negative manner. I say we in terms of the hip-hop world. I'm in music. Selling this, promoting, advertising it, making them think these are what these kids are when they hadn't a chance to explore themselves. You can't make them be what you want. And it's people like this who I explain who are the problems. And you're wondering why? Look, there needs to be something right now where, look, enough is enough. We need to put a stop to it. Talk to your kids and say, look, I know this is your artist who you like to listen to, and you're seeing how they are and how they dress. The truth is, look, they don't know any better. It's not, yeah, they're getting controlled, but what they want to do is manipulate you, brainwash you in a sense of saying, hey, this is what you are, and you're not. You need to separate the person from the music. And we all think, some of the artists that we listen to, we all think this is how they are when we listen to their music. And it's not that. I guarantee you, Birdman was piping down Thug like crazy. Yeah. So with that being said, man, there's not really too much I can go into this anymore, but besides, there needs to be a stopping point. There needs to be things that need to be fully addressed. And we do need to talk to our kids, the younger people out there, saying, look, you need to separate the person from the music. Just because you see it, that doesn't mean that's what you are. That's what they want to make you out to be. You still don't know what you really want to be. And, and a lot of us say, oh, this is what we want to do when we grow up, but things change. Middle school, you're just, in elementary school, you want to enjoy being a child. Sadly, these elementary students, this is what they're seeing, and this is what they think they are. They want to be grow up too fast. No, that's not. Enjoy your childhood. With middle school students, at this point, you're saying, what do you want to do when you grow up? The truth is, that's always going to change until you truly figure out. Until this, you want to enjoy, really be with your friends, being a teenager. High school, again, you're not finding yourself at this moment. You're not really thinking about your career or the future. You're just thinking about, man, look, I just want to go hop on social media, the game systems, who's going to what sports game, things like that. Typical nowadays teenager shit. When I was coming up as a teenager, even as a child, it would be going to the friend's house, literally hanging out with them in person, knocking on the door, stay there for hours on end or over at your place, raiding the fridge, or going out, hey, let's go pick up the next homie, stuff like that. Middle school, it was not just fashion, But it was a lot, I was a delinquent. I was getting all kinds of trouble. High school, just going, you just high school, you go through phases. That's what I was looking for. You go through phases. When you get out of school, then you start finding yourself. You start thinking about what it is that you truly want to do, and you go for it. But in terms of today's society, how things are just advertised and brainwashed to today's young people, it's not like that. It's not. And there was somebody posted something on I think Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember which one. And the picture said a lot. Oh, did it say a lot? It was a job application. Is how can I put this? Sexuality being sold to jobs now. I say this because this person posts something on an application saying, "What are you? Transsexual, gay, straight, bi," and then they had other. And in other, somebody put straight. Now, there are some jobs that have been rumored they only hire those of being transsexual, gay, or bi. Never straight. And that they promote and advertise these people again for terms of manipulation and brainwashing. That's what they do. And I'm speaking to a lot of the kids now as soon as I wrap this up. Look, man, you have to separate the person from the music, or the person from television, the person from entertainment in terms of movies, and the character from actual life. And I say character based off games. You have to separate yourself even from social media, because a lot of that stuff is just to get attention, for attention hogs, attention seekers. Don't let somebody tell you what you are. Because the truth is, you have yet to really discover, find yourself, and to see what you want to be. And a lot of you are too fucking damn young, or to an age where you know what something is, but still not really messing with it, as I see nowadays. Now, there was a time, yeah, you were getting pregnant at middle school age and fucking high school and shit. Yeah, I get all that. You're going to go out there, discover some dick. That's how it goes. Okay? But even now, with mentions with this, which is sad to see, you have, I don't even want to say triangle relationship, because that triangle relationship rolled into a square relationship. First, you meet, and I know a lot of women like slandering men, but the truth is, a lot of women are guilty of this, and why men are drove to another guy. You have some women, I say some, not all of them, that are horrible people. You have sex with a guy to get pregnant. You don't let them see the child. You want them out of your life and the child's life, and you choose to put them on child support, even though that guy has not done nothing wrong. Has done nothing wrong. Now, maybe something behind closed doors, maybe. But the majority of the time that I see this, and I have seen it plenty of times, and it pisses me the hell off. A lot of them didn't do anything. And I say that in a good terms, where they're not mistreating you, but you won't let them see the child. So you're messing around with another, the woman's messing around with another woman. Now, the guy is drove into getting turned out by another man, and then there's another third party, either a woman or a man involved, that makes it into a square that they have another relation with in order to be with that person and to raise a child that's not theirs. And then you have a cluster fuck of problems. I hate that shit. I've seen it too many fucking damn times. And again, you don't always know what you are. Again, you're too young. You have yet to really explore and find yourself because you're letting somebody tell you what you are. I know this because there's this lover friend, a nice lady, nice woman, 22 years old. I'm not going to get into everything. She thinks she's gay and she's not. That's all I'm going to say with that. I don't want to get into it too much because that's me and her business. That's all I'm going to say with that. But again, to wrap this up, let me speak to the parents right now. Parents, if you're seeing this video, talk to your children, those who are my age who have kids, or those that are 35 and who have kids. Talk to them. You have to let them know, hey, I understand. This might be your favorite artist to listen to. This might be your favorite movie, television, or game to play. I see a lot of the content that's there. And you're coming home saying this random retarded shit to me. You have to separate the person from the music, the person from the TV character, the person from the movie character, and the voice character from the video game. You have to separate all that from entertainment and saying that's not how they really are. Do you ever think that how they are behind all that are really horrible, bad people who manipulate, brainwash, rape young kids, young boys like you, young ladies like you with money, jewelry, and drugs? Because a good percentage of the time, that's what's happening. You have to sit down and talk to them and say, look, this isn't who you are. You don't know what you are. You don't know what the stuff is. You really don't. You have really yet to define. You have really yet to discover yourself, find yourself in what you really want to do and become. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of problems that come with that. And you have to say, look, you see the problems that come with this. They may not like it, but you have to sit down and talk to them. You have to let them know the difference. You have to let them know. You have to tell them stories in your time as well. You have to give examples. Right now, yeah, you had a lot of women that are coming out about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby ain't no angel. The only reason why a lot of them spoke up now is because once Birkin spoke up and said, look, we can no longer be afraid. It's called, I'm going to pay you this amount of much money, whatever it is that you want, in order to shut you the hell up. Because you ain't going to ruin my career. Karma comes back around. You see what it did to him. The same thing with African Bambaataa. All this over the years of his bullshit now can't catch up to him. There's too many people speaking out. And when they mean, oh, but we want some kind of proof. The proof that they talking about in terms of the law, which I learned, because I'm an ex-felon. They want picture and video proof. When you're in a certain situation like that, that's the last thing you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about your life. You're going to be living in fear. The same thing what's going on right now with Russell Simmons, the same thing. I guarantee you there's going to be some men coming out soon saying what Russell did to them. Oh, there's going to be. I guarantee you, so a couple of years down the line, sometime in the future, hey, a lot of, me, I'm not a Lil Wayne fan. I can give a shit less about the guy's view. I think he's fucking trash. There's going to be something later on down the line where we are in our mid-50s, going into our early 60s. Birdman's going to pass, and Lil Wayne's going to come out and have a tell-all. This is what he did to me as a child. Oh, I guarantee you it's going to happen. And it wouldn't be no surprise to us. Now, to the younger people, they're not going to know who these guys are at the time, but they're going to hear about it. They're going to see this thing that came out, maybe even a movie about it, behind-the-scenes shit, stuff like that. And then this is me now saying this to the young people. Look, you must separate the person from the entertainment. You can't let somebody tell you what you are. You have to be stronger than what they want you to be. They want you to be weak. You need to enjoy your childhood, your teenage years, and your young adult years because you need to figure out what you want to do, who you're going to become, and what you want to be. Because you're going to have negative people like that want society in today's hip hop world to be nasty. You really do. And you must watch out who you go with as well because the wrong person can really fuck you up. I can't tell you how many times I have truly seen that. Oh, I've seen it. But this is why now this needs to be addressed. Somebody has to do it. I'm going to be the one to do it. And hope everyone now has some kind of understanding. Again, this ain't meant to offend anyone, but it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be fully addressed. It needs to be fully addressed. And people that I've now talked about, oh, I guarantee you, me, again, I'm an ex-felon. Oh, I wish my uncle was still alive. He can tell you some shit about people like that. If the shit I just broke down, the shit that I described, people like that, them kind of people, in terms of flaming fags, in terms of those that go out to promote and advertise to people like Thug and Wayne and Birdman, you know what happens to them in prison, even in jail? Do you really want to know? Oh, they're going to be sitting down next to a guy named Delicious and Peaches. I guarantee it. Oh, they're going to be passed around like a box of cigarettes. Same thing with Takashi. All those guys that I named, the things that I explained and broke down, them kind of people like that, you know what really truly happens to them in prison? You really want to know? Trust me, you don't want to know because it's not pretty. And then they'll be coming out, this is not how I am. Oh, yes, it was. And now that it's happening to you, you can't stand it. See, you were given, but now you can't take it. So it needs to come to a point where we need to stop selling fucking bullshit to brainwash today's young people because it's fucking up a ton of business. It's fucking up the world. It's fucking up music. It's fucking up television. It's fucking up terms of fashion. And it's bringing a lot of problem towards them. They're not going to say, yeah, they're still getting picked on. They're fucking getting beat up. And people are trying to explain this shit to them and saying, this ain't who you are. You're still young. You don't know what this is. You haven't found yourself yet or what you want to do. So I just wanted, I know I got a bit uppy, but that's how it really is. I got gay friends, again, who you can't even tell that are gay. And even they had conversations. We had conversations that I'm having now, and even they agreed to say, yeah, you have to know the difference. Just because you see, look, let me tell you, there's been some fights where I've seen gay people actually fight with fangs. Over because they don't like what they were doing and how they were advertising and bringing bad names. You know, I've seen it, and it's true. Again, you can't even tell. And it's out there. Especially what gay people do to faggots in prison and in jail. Oh, they fucking... But man, I hope you guys get understanding, and I'm